What is going on, YouTube-verse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another album of the month, this time for June of 2022, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about the Brian Jonestown Massacre and their 19th studio album, Fire Doesn't Grow on Trees. And for those of you that follow this band, you know it's time to be excited. For those of you who have never heard of them, welcome, because Brian Jonestown Massacre has been doing their thing since the 90s. Anton Newcomb is essentially the brainchild of this band. It's really just him, let's be honest, at this point. And he now resides in Berlin and produced the album there with his local musicians. And it's everything that you want from Anton, you know, a little bit of psychedelic garage rock, definitely an indie rock vibe, but he definitely has something to say on this album. It seems like there's a lot of pent-up frustration from, everything going on in the world, but also a pervasive feeling of hope that comes through in a lot of these songs. Like It's About Being Free Really is a real standout and real upbeat. Most of the songs on this album are upbeat, if not full out rockers, like the first single that's the opening track on the album, The Real, which is just great, like this very driving acoustic guitar riff, and then everything else, like the drums are doing this very syncopated thing that just makes it very heavy. And of course, when those fuzzed out guitars come in for the solo, it's so great. I think Anton is really an underrated guitarist, even way back from Anemone, which is one of my favorite songs of the 90s. I'm actually going to be talking about that this week, as a matter of fact, on my top 5 songs of 1996. We'll see where that ranks. But back to this new album, I think it's very strong throughout. There's really not a weak track on the album, although I would say What's in a Name feels like a little heavy-handed maybe lyrically, but throughout, like on the song after, Silenced, it's really kind of looking into some childhood stuff, and I don't remember the lyrics exactly, but something along the lines of, when I was young, I thought that everyone cared, but then, I grew up and realized the opposite. So a lot of, unfortunate reality checks on this record, but then also on the next track, Before and Afterland, he says, "My destiny's not for you to change," which is a great statement. Just kind of you really feel like you want to kind of raise your fists and rage against the man or the machine, whatever you want to call it, throughout this album. And it feels like that's kind of the thing that runs through this album and makes it feel like not just that, someone who lost the innocence of their youth, but someone who's railing against all the injustices of the world and the hardships that come with adulthood. But I did want to say also, Before and Afterland is a track that's really growing on me. I really love the way he leans into his deeper register. He almost sounds like Iggy Pop on this song, and it's really cool the way that it builds as well. It feels like Anton's fighting the good fight. I think he said in an interview about this album. So I think that my feelings about the overall sense of the urgency of the message he's trying to get out is probably a little bit true. But musically, it's a little rough around the edges, like any good Brian Jonestown Massacre record. But that's kind of what you love about it, right? It feels like someone making music out of their own garage. But I found the production very strong throughout this. I was very impressed with it. I feel like sometimes it feels a little more messy than others, but at under 40 minutes, this is really a breath of fresh air. I'm going to be honest with you. It's definitely the best thing this month, and could be one of the best of the year. We'll see. But for now, I'm giving this a very strong 7 out of 10. Definitely recommend it for newcomers or people who've been with BJM since the beginning. I, ashamedly, didn't get into them until a couple years ago when I saw the Anthony Bourdain documentary And of course, Anemone was played on that. And I was like, who are these guys? And got into them. And of course, if you've seen the documentary Dig that came out in the mid 2000s, you know that Anton has been through a lot of stuff. And it's just a miracle that the dude's even alive, let's be honest. So I'm so appreciative that he's putting out new music at this top of his game. I think it's up there with the best of their stuff. So check it out. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And if I had to pick 2 favorite songs right now, I'd probably go with The Real, and it's about being free, really. Those 2 are just so like upbeat and rocking, but there's a lot else to love here. So thank you for watching. We got more album reviews, top 5s every Friday, big countdowns, so much more. Thank you for watching, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.